my taxes raised, and why do I have no one to work my farm? I do not understand this, and I know that this was not what Donald Trump meant to happen. I know that he doesn't want us good Trump supporter folks suffering, but we are. Donald Trump, please reverse this. I'm a white person.
Hold on, so let me get this straight. The white farmers in Louisianans, they're mad because people of color won't come work on their farms for $11 an hour in 100-degree heat for 10 plus hours a day. Let me run that back. White farmers are mad. The very farmers that voted Republican, okay, they voted for this, are mad that people of color won't come work on their farms for $11 an hour in 100-degree heat for 10 plus hours.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from, wherever you're watching me from. As you know, I'm your host and presenter Agent Stories. There's something that I want to talk about, something which is really much important. Remember, the plan of Mr. Donald Trump was to send all immigrants away because definitely he knows that he cannot deport black people. But now his main plan was to make black Americans work on white farms. But who are black Americans? These are a group of people that you can't tell them shit in the sense that you cannot use them. You cannot just wake up in the morning and you say that I want to use black people because at the end of the day, I know they are desperate for work and they'll get it. So Mr. Donald Trump thought that black Americans were desperate for jobs and they'll take up all these working on these farms. White people are offering like $11 per hour, 11 grand per hour, and you're working on a farm. Black people still say that no, we are not doing this. This is a main lesson to white America. You cannot always take people for granted. And these are the same group of people that you're saying that they are lazy. They are lazy, but you cannot work on your own farms. You cannot till your own land. And I think when I checked the number of black people that are doing subsistence farming, we have a lot of black people that are doing subsistence farming. Remember, historically, when you get to check how white folks, the KKK, they destroyed the black farms. They burned the black houses. So it left black people with less land as compared to white people. So majority of black people are doing subsistence farming. Yes, they are planting their own crops, they are planting their own farms, they have their own cows, but though they might be doing it in a small scale. Okay, we also have black people that are doing this on a large scale. But point that's still there is that these people thought that since the immigrants who are sent away, illegal immigrants, quotes and quotes, they thought that black people will be running to work in their farms. But as the reality is, they came to realize that that's not the case. They came to realize that black people know their worth. And that's what black people are demanding. Black people have always demanded for their wealth because people are not taking black people seriously. And so what do black people do? People show them that, you know what? We are also not desperate. As you think we are desperate, that we'll just run to work on your farms, because that was the plan. The plan was, let's get away with immigrants and let black people work on the farms. Let's bring back segregation, right? Let's bring back slavery back, but now in a different format. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to let you watch this video, and then I'll be back. I'll be sharing my thoughts in regards to this. And as you know, I'm your host and presenter Agent Stories. If you're watching me for the first time, I'm asking you to please subscribe to the channel, join the membership, and really get to what I can offer you. For those who are always coming back, subscribing to my videos, supporting me, man, I'm really grateful for the support that you are giving me. But until then, I want us to dive right into the video, and then I'll be back. I'll be sharing my thoughts.
I'm saying you get what you ask for. Hey, it's FAFO type shit, okay? But hey, don't be fooled. I feel like it's gonna come to a point where they're finna make people get on their farms. Don't count me to it. Because if 2025 was a checklist, hey.
So y'all remember when it was said that we taking all the black jobs? They really thought that we was gonna be looking for black jobs, y'all. And I woke up this morning and I was scrolling through
TikTok and I saw this guy made a video and I saved it to my favorite so you can go look for it. And he said he was pretending to be MAGA on one of those other apps. He said they were doing a live and the farmers were saying that they thought that the black people would be looking for jobs to work on their farms. Now you gotta be kidding me. Do they think we really looking for farm work? Do they not know that we are educated and we got degrees? And being a farm worker ain't even in the jobs categories that we be looking for. They really don't know how educated some of us are. They don't know how many degrees a lot of us have. They got to be really lost if they think that we want to come and work on their farms. They don't know that our parents and our grandparents growing up wouldn't even let us be outside if it wasn't no shade outside. Do they really think that we gonna work on a farm where ain't no shade trees at? I hate to disappoint y'all, baby, but you gonna have to get somebody else to do it, because we ain't working on nobody's farm. Never. The only way you gonna see black people working on a farm is if they own the farm, because we not working on nobody's farm as no workers. So I hate to disappoint y'all. If y'all thought those was black jobs that black people looking for, honey, you better think again. Because black folks that I know got good jobs. We've had a black president. We had a black vice president. We got black senators. We got black congressmen. We got black CEOs. We got black doctors. We got black nurses. We got black psychiatrists. We got a lot of good black jobs. Now, I don't know what y'all thought we was going to be farm workers for. We don't even want to work in the fast food industry. Those jobs, we don't want those kind of jobs. So, I hate to disappoint you MAGA people, but we don't do farm work. So get somebody else to do it. I would like, share, comment, and repost. Drop in the comments y'all education and y'all good black jobs. But they don't think we got good black jobs out here. So we need to let them see it.
Black farmers. Imagine how healthy we would be if we had more black farmers, or let's pretend we have only black farmers, right? I'm talking about the way that the Midwest is going to fall apart without federal funding, specifically all of these farmers, right? But one group that's going to do well is black farmers, because they never got all of these handouts. And so I am not opposed to a strategy where we do let some of these rural Midwestern towns kind of fall apart on their own doing and take that as a redistricting opportunity. But think about this. Native Americans, how much healthier would our planet be and our land be if Native Americans had more farmland, which will be one of the groups that have the cash to do so. So I don't know. It's a silver lining I'm trying to think of. I was just trying to think if I've ever known a major farm or plant to have a food recall that was black owned. And if there is, I certainly can't think of it.
About white Midwestern farmers thinking black folks were going to come and work their goddamn fields after they mass deported all of the migrant workers. Didn't size our asses the fuck up. Let us know everything about ourselves. Like when my grandmother looked at me at a young age and said, "Young lady, you need in school and go on to college. Working outdoors is not for you." That's my fucking grandmother. She knew me. She was right. So what did I do? Stayed my ass in school. Went on off to college. And now you're looking at a 6-figure nigga.
So I was on YouTube and I came across this video claiming that white farmers are outraged that black people do not want to work on their farms. And I thought it was fake because I was like, this has to be like clickbait or whatever. So I searched and I came across Facebook, and y'all, the comments were wild. I still wasn't sure if it was real. So I tried to go to the staffing agency's website, and y'all, apparently so many people went to their website that the website crashed. So I figured, okay, maybe this is actually real. So they're basically offering $11 an hour to pick blueberries, 9 to 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. from May to July in Louisiana heat. Now, I never heard of Laranger, so I decided to look it up real quick. So here's some info. And just so you know, my source is this website called places.us.com. So anyway, livability is a C minus. Population is less than 6,000. Demographics is almost 91% white, followed by Black, then Hispanic, then Indian, then Asian, and pretty much zero Hawaiian. I saw that they voted Republican in 2020, but it probably doesn't take a genius to guess how they voted in 2024. So that's just to give you a little info about the town. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So $11 an hour is what they're offering. Full-time, 7 days a week, 9 to 10 hours a day. Now, according to salary.com, Louisiana's minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. So this is a bump. But let's be real. Now, for some people, they might say, oh, it's a job. Go work it. It's a job. But it's not a job, you know. It's more like a sentence. And then when you look at who they expect to take these jobs, you don't have to guess. It's a page straight out of history. Black folks, migrant workers, you know, the ones who are currently facing deportation right now. Vulnerable communities getting used for back-breaking labor for pennies. But people are saying this is what they voted for. So what do you think? Is it FAO season or what?
Hey, you know, one more thing about that farm thing. There's farmers complaining about how the Trump's trade war is hurting farms. And not just China, even though China no longer buys U.S. beef, that's going to Brazil. They no longer buy U.S. soybeans. They don't buy a bunch of other agricultural products from us because they can source them elsewhere. And these farmers are all over these apps whining and crying that they didn't think it would hurt them. And please, Mr. Trump, I voted for you 3 times and all this kind of bootlicking kind of BS. The other thing about that is, like I said in my other video, excuse me, there's a particular relationship with Black people and farms in this country, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. The other thing is, do you remember during the Biden-Harris administration, their administration worked out a settlement with Black farmers to pay them back pay for excluding them from bailout money that they were entitled to. The money only went to white farmers. And so Black farmers, that's the way it is in this country, had to sue to get their fair share. And after years of court wrangling in the courts and everything, it was finally settled and Black farmers were going to get their due. Sorry, my allergies. And you know why they didn't get their due? Sorry about that. Because white farmers sued to block the government settlement that they had made with Black farmers. And white farmers sued saying that the white farmers, were being discriminated against for not getting some of the Black settlement money. The Black settlement money was because only white farmers got some of the initial bailout money, not Black farmers. That's how twisted it is. So to the white farmers online whining about loss of business, threats to having their farms shut down and shut off, I say, fare thee well, good sirs. Fare thee well. You got what you got. You get what you get. You don't pitch a fit. You voted for Donald Trump, and you know what? He is working you over because the big conglomerates, some I hear I've read are owned by J.D. Vance or his companies, are about to buy up your land for pennies on the dollar. And you're going to be one picking those blueberries for $11 an hour, 7 days a week, for 10 hours a day. Literally, how you like them apples?
I always get guys like this that's always just unhappy. They're always just fighting. They're always just, you can do what you want. This is my little space on the internet where I share my thoughts and my feelings. And you always get these people. They're so angry. My question to you, dear soul, why are you so angry? And the funny thing is, I actually made a video about you as well last week. You're so angry with my content, but when I put out a video, you're there to comment. You're there to watch. You're like a very good super fan, but you just don't want to admit it. How about you relax there? First of all, this is my content. I make what I want. And second of all, I don't have to justify anything to you Because if I start that thing to justify myself to you or anyone else, then I'm going to definitely run into offending some people. That's not what my content is about. My content is just about sharing some thoughts, sharing some ideas. And if I'm a racist in your eyes, then my dear sir, then this country is in deep, deep trouble. Because then 99% of people in this country is worse off. But just grow up and just please, just if I offend you, just block me. But if you really like my content like you do and you comment on every single video, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. I'll just give you a moment of silence, just so you can calm down and not get so angry. Bye-bye.
I'm in my greenhouse planting some vegetables. And I'm thinking about all these farmers that's losing the farms. All them white farmers. Not the black farmers, because we donating to them. You don't hear the black farmers crying the blues, but them white farmers, oh shit, they talking about they losing their farms now because of Trump. But they voted for Trump. But they losing their farms. Right. The black farmers, you don't hear them crying the blues, right? Here's the difference. See, they wasn't dependent on the government. When you depend on the government to take care of you, my daddy told me never depend on the government. Now see, if they cut my little social security check, I ain't gonna say little, but because I use that piece of coin that I worked for. You understand? I worked 32 years for my money, for my coins. So it's mine. But I didn't depend on the government in my retired life. You don't depend on the government. No. Anyway, back to the farmers that's losing their farms. I can't even say I feel sorry for you. But this is what I'm going to do. Look here, people. So let me tell you something. Oh, look at here. This is going to be some good eating right here. You understand what I'm saying? Look here. I just grow my own stuff. Look here. That's what I'm doing right there. Yeah. So I ain't worried about the white farmers losing their farms. I ain't even feeling sorry because they voted for Trump. You get what you asked for. You asked for the tariffs, you got them.
Okay, y'all. So y'all ready? Today's edition of FAFO. Well, you know that I don't know what the man's name is, but he had done infiltrated some groups over there on Twitter, acting like he was a MAGA supporter and all this, and got them white farmers to talking. And basically the white farmers were upset in the group, saying how we thought that the black folks was gonna get out there and work in the fields. I mean, why can't they do it? They don't have jobs. Let me just say, this just shows the amount of intelligence where y'all brain stop at 14%, like Amy on 1,000-Pound Sisters. This shows the amount of cognitive dissonance that y'all have. If y'all really thought that y'all would vote for Cheeto Dust, and it's okay that the immigrants are leaving because the immigrants are taking all of our jobs anyway. So it's okay that they're going to do it. But the black people are going to get out there and do it. Y'all are just dumb. And I don't know what made y'all think that we was going to be out there and doing it. I don't give a damn if the shit rot and fall off here. We paying high prices anyway. That's what I go to work to do, to take care of my family. So I don't care. But the amount of intelligence y'all have and the cognitive dissonance that y'all use to rationalize.
Well, I did it again, damn it. Went down that damn rabbit hole, and it was fun. Because I strolled down this hole of farmers that are mad because they're about to lose their farm because their federal grant money hasn't shown up yet. And they don't know what to do. And all of them crying. But damn it, in every freaking video, all of them, and I mean all of them, except for maybe one or two, all of them voted for Trump. So why are you complaining is my question. You voted for this. You asked for this stupidity. You complaining that you're about to lose your farm because you voted for a man who told you what he was going to do. But that's your freaking fault. Because you voted for your whiteness instead of voting your heart. Because you didn't want to see that black lady in office. So you voted for that white man. And you knew he was a crook. You knew he was a thief. You knew he was going to do all the dumb shit because you've seen it before. But you mad because you're about to lose your farm. Some of them crying. This land been in my family forever. Yeah. Because it was given to you a long, long time ago. And I ain't crying. And I ain't mad. And I don't care. Because that's what you get for voting for your whiteness. You voted for your whiteness instead of voting for the proper person that you knew was good for that job. But you wanted that man in office that bad. You didn't want her in office. You can't say you voted for the lesser of two evils. You voted his color, not his character. And before we get off of this, y'all know what to do. Hit the heart, share the video, do what we do. This TikTok, damn it. You knew better, but you didn't. See, this land that y'all got for free, that's been passed down through the generations, that we didn't get our 40 acres of the mule. So why are we going to be mad because you about to lose yours? This is by design. All of those corporations are buying up farmland across the freaking country. This is on purpose. But you've yet to realize that. Kamala had you saved. The money was appropriated. It was there. But you had to vote for Trump. You knew what he was. You knew what kind of guy he is. But you voted your color. And you thought you was going to get that privilege. But now you understand. If you ain't worth 7, 8 figures, he don't give a shit about you. Your sister, your auntie, nobody. Now you look like me to him. Because you ain't got it like that. So, I'm sorry you're about to lose your land. But I really don't give a damn. Because you knew better. All of you. But you wanted to vote for your privilege and your color instead of who was deserving and who was better. So blame yourself. Blame your neighbor. Blame the people down the street. It ain't our fault. It's on you.
Back like I never left. I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't heard this from me. But there's a guy on here, right, that says that he is in the white supremacy Twitter group, right? And that he likes everybody, but he's infiltrating over there so he can bring the tea back to the black community. And he said that the white farmers of America, and I knew that's what FFA, Future Farmers of America, meant when we was growing up, was because they were trying to make America great again that way. He said that they were on there talking about where's all the black people at. We thought they was gonna come back and work on our farmland when we got rid of the immigrants, meaning the Latino people, because they kept saying that the Latino people had all the black jobs. And what Trump meant when he said black jobs was that they were trying to make us go back to slavery. Yeah. How's that working? Yeah. I'm just, like I said, I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't heard this from me. Let me know in the comment section what you heard about the future farmers of America, or the around and find out farmers of America, or the whatever you heard about them. Let me know.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from whatever you're watching me from. Again, as you know, I'm your host and presenter, Generic Stories. Let's just have a chat, because at the end of the day, we need to remind these people for what they've done and for what we've seen them, what they're capable of. It is not like they're doing black people a favor for calling them to work on their farms, because there is no favor they are doing for black people, honestly. Go check it out. They're just learning that they cannot till their own farms, and now they need black people. They need black people to come and work on their farms. And this shows you how perceivingly they think that it's easier for black people to just live their lives, to just leave the things that they are doing to go and work on their farms. Because this was the plan. This was something which was planned to happen. They wanted it to happen this way. The plan was to send immigrants away, leave black Americans on the land, and let black people work on the land. The idea was to bring back, to roll back slavery. But how did they start? Nostalgically, letting black people being that farm person for them, but they're the ones who reap all these profits. And this explains to you why they did so much by not allowing black people to own huge tracts of land. Because if black people owned huge tracts of land, then it means that black people will be focusing on their farms. Another reason as to why this was the plan. Remember the America's history. It has an history of neglecting black people or treating black people unfairly, especially black farmers. Let me explain it to you. The USDA, right, that's the Agricultural Farm Board in the United States, doesn't help black farmers as it helps white farmers. And there was a time when Trump was trying to help a few group of black farmers, but they refused. They say that no, this is not for the collective black American farmers. If you want to help us, you have to help all black American farmers. And what you're trying to do, Trump was trying to make black farmers started fighting against themselves. That was his plan, because that's what he wanted. But black people said no. We are not doing this. So what did black people do? They rejected his offer. Yes, they rejected his offer from the USDA. And USDA have been discriminating black farmers in terms of getting loans, because the idea was if black farmers get all these things, then it meant that black people at some point will be independent. Black people at some point will have the power to till their own lands, to have their own foods, and that will give black people freedom. And this is what white farmers feared, and generally white people, and also Mr. Donald Trump. This is what they feared the most. They feared that if black people are there, and that explains to you even what happened when you get to check history, what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They burned down all these black towns that were thriving because of the same fear that they had. And it is the same fear that they projected towards it is the sense and fear that they projected towards black people, and even today. And right now, you are seeing them trying to push their agenda. And what's the agenda? The agenda is to always make black people work for them. The idea was to bring back slavery, and bringing back slavery is making black people work now, but under their terms, but still owned. They want to still own black people because they can know always once they have signed contracts, they can know always when to exploit black people. They can know always when they can just fire a black person because they know they can always get another one. So all this explains to you what I've always been trying to tell you, that these people are trying to they're trying to roll back slavery, but now in a different format. Because now this is how they want to trap black people. They want to trap black people's energy by making black people conform to them because black people are working for them. So when black people are not taking up their businesses or their farms, this is really making them sad because the psychological mind means that black people have to work for us, or people of color have to work for us. In short, this group of folks are trying to bring to bring back slavery. And they're trying to bring back slavery because they know they cannot do these things for themselves. Understand that the labor that is running the United States, when you look at historically, it started with black Americans. Black Americans are the foundational to the United States. This includes even how they work. They are foundational. And this explains to you a lot of things that you need to know. That these people have always wanted black people. They have always wanted to control black people. This is just a revelation of how these people operate, because this is what they ever wanted. They ever wanted to have control, to have full control, not just control, but to have an absolute control towards black people. And so it's important that black people are so smart that they are not falling for all that crap. They're not falling for all that crap. Black people are telling them, you have all those piece of land tracts, right? Mr. Donald Trump sent away immigrants, right? It's about time you get onto your own farms and work for yourself, just like black farmers are working for themselves. And so as you are not exemptional. So that's how it all goes. So brothers and sisters, I really don't know what you think while you're watching this video. Please let me know what you think about this video. As you know, I'm your host and presenter Agentic Stories. But until then, I'm hoping to see you on my next video. You know it is Agentic Stories. So let me see you on my next video. Right? Until then, peace, love, and harmony. Salud.